My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour, and this is my more AA focused literature video, all about readings for tomorrow as it happens today. So tomorrow's reading is all about 6th of September, so I'm doing this tonight, 5th of September, and I've done my life experience video, what's happened today, how it's been, and what makes my life work. AA life works, and I'm an avid fan. So this is really focusing on the literature of AA and what he said at the beginning of a meeting, and the different books which are available to give us some wisdom when we're sitting at home on a Saturday night, fairly lonely. And when I got home from an AA meeting tonight, noise is off. When I got home from an AA meeting tonight, I'd had a great day, and then suddenly the emptiness of just being here on my own, it can be quite disconcerting. So what did I do? I got in touch with two people who know me and understand me, and I know them and understand them a bit. We can only understand ourselves, I guess, in this life, and relate and be part of. So AA meetings are good, and then sometimes just feel lonely, and an active day can leave a gap at the end where normal people probably relax, watch a bit of TV and chill out. Well, I'm still learning how to do that, and it will be with me forever, I guess. So I don't mind it. I got back in touch with people and connected, and that's what makes life work. Being in connection, not isolating, and not being lonely. So right now I don't feel so lonely, and anyway, that's me. So AA literature, start with this, the AA preamble, which most people know who are in AA. If you're not familiar, it's a statement of intent, and it goes like this. Said at every meeting, Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. It does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And that helps slow me down. And inside this little statement is 12 steps, 12 traditions, 12 steps of action for a person, all about living in the day and making life work with a bit of change in attitude and behaviour. And the 12 steps, well, there are 12 months. So step 9, 9th month, September, is made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. So this is a bit further on in the programme. And the summary is in this book, the 12 steps and 12 traditions, same colour as my shirt tonight. And what it says here in the summary, step 9, a tranquil mind is the first requisite for good judgment. In other words, we have to get over our addictions and behaviour in those times, in order that we can then start to look at what can we do to make amends. A tranquil mind is the first requisite for good judgment. Good timing is important in making amends. What is courage? Prudence means taking calculated chances. Amends begin when we join AA. Peace of mind cannot be bought at the expense of others. Need for discretion, readiness to take consequences of our past and to take responsibility for well-being of others is the spirit of step 9. And this morning I was, with the difficult time I've had this week with events, I was wondering what to do because I was feeling quite disconsolate. And one of the other books of AA is the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, and this one is particularly big. Sorry for this slight advert for Cafe Nero, but I was using it as a bookmark because it's bookmarked at acceptance. I just wanted to share this before I do the readings because it helps me on a daily basis. If I didn't read anything else, I'd read this daily just to remind me. And it's one paragraph which is in particular, but I'll share others as I go along. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing or situation, some fact of my life unacceptable to me. and I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing, happens in God's world by mistake. Until I could accept my alcoholism, I could not stay sober. Unless I accept my life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate, not so much on what needs to be changed in the world, as on what needs to be changed in me and my attitudes. And me and my attitudes, well, they can go off colour, or down the tubes, if you like, if I don't pay attention to what is going on. So, Daily Reflections, this book, concentrates each month on one of the steps. So, as I say, step 9. And it was about emotional balance today, and I sort of restored myself to emotional balance by being out in the company of people and being involved and being out there in Trafalgar Square taking photos in the throng of a very, very busy day. But for September 6th, tomorrow, things for me to reflect on. Except, it says here, removing threats to sobriety, except when to do so would injure them or others. Step 9 restores in me a feeling of belonging, not only to the human race, but also to the everyday world, which is what I was saying about today. First, the step makes me leave the safety of AA. Yeah, you can't live in AA all the time, although it may seem so that I may deal with non-AA people out there, on their terms, not mine, on their terms, not mine. It is frightening but necessary action if I am to get back into life. Second, step 9 allows me to remove threats to my sobriety by healing past relationships, how I was then and how I am now. Step 9 points the way to a more serene sobriety by letting me clear away the past wreckage, lest it bring me down. And you know what? The worst thing is to feel like the rest of the world is going to judge me. And it had a right to judge me harshly when I was drinking, because I was out of control and not able to make sense of this world. So, part of my amends is to understand, all the shame and guilt which was attached to being in an illness which I couldn't control, addiction, meant that my behaviour was not as I would wish or anybody else would wish. So back then, and this is now. And what I've found is that we can love people and hate their behaviour, and I guess that's what my family thought of me. They loved me, but they still hated my behaviour. And these days, my behaviour has changed dramatically. And as Bill sees it, I use these linearly, and I don't know if I actually shared that one, arrogance and its opposite, but it is appropriate. It says here on page 199, as I say, you can do as many of these readings as you feel is right for you on a daily basis. A very tough-minded prospect was taken to his first AA meeting, where two speakers, I have said this before, but I think it's really important, where two speakers, or maybe lecturers, and this is what I'm frightened of sometimes, I don't want to lecture people, themed their talks on God as I understand him. Their attitude oozed arrogance. In fact, the final speaker got far overboard in his personal theological convictions. Both were repeating my performance of years before. Implicit in everything they said was the same idea. Folks, listen to us. We have the only true brand of AA, and you'd better get it. The new prospect said he had it, and he had. His sponsor protested that this wasn't real AA, but it was too late. Nobody could touch him after that. In other words, we blotted out the opportunity for a person to find their own path. I see humility for today as a safe and secure stance midway between violent emotional extremes. It is a quiet place where I can keep enough perspective and enough balance to take my next small step up the clearly marked road that points towards eternal values. And for me, the eternal values are very simple. It's to ensure that a person finds their own path, that they keep their uniqueness and authenticity, and I hope I do too. So it's not about what I believe, it's what others come to believe, or you come to believe, as sobriety works. And when I say the serenity prayer to either God, good conscience, or whatever higher power there may be, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I hope it's always just for a day.